Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Leah and I'm back at it again with another video, y'all. It's been a while, but I'm back and I'm better than ever. So I haven't posted a video in a while. It's been a while. I've been just dealing with things. I started school again, so I've just been trying to get back into the grind of that. But over the time of me not posting, I've been watching TV as usual, and I stumbled across some YouTube videos where people share their opinions on their shows and stuff that they watch, and I was like, why is that a great idea for me? Because I watch TV so much, and I ran it by a few people and everybody was like, oh yeah, you do. And I would watch videos like that because you do watch a lot of TV, y'all. When I say I watch TV, I watch TV. So I thought, why not do my own type of video for that? And I will give credit in the description below of some of the videos I've seen that inspired me to do a video like this. So yeah. Those from Teen Wolf to Pretty Little Liars to Vampire Diaries to the originals, Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill. So any show that, New Girl, like there's so many shows that I've watched that I could talk about for days. Glee, like there's so many different shows. So if you have any shows that you want me to do and analyze and talk about for type of video, let me know in the comments down below because I will do it. Or if you have any show recommendations you want me to watch and then do a video on, by all means do it, please, because I love a good recommendation. Without further ado, let's get started into this video. So One Tree Hill is a show about a small town called Tree Hill, which is set in North Carolina, and it focuses on two brothers, Lucas Scott and Nathan Scott, and they are brothers, half brothers. They don't have the same mom, but they have the same dad, Dan Scott, who, you know, yeah. And basically it's about their story and them growing up in the town of Tree Hill and all their friends and family and everything. It's a good show. It's like a warm coming of age show that I recently got the chance to watch and am in love with, and I love it. And yeah, so that's the synopsis basically. Yeah, my laptop here because I took notes just so that I don't forget, because there's a lot to the show. There are 9 seasons of this show and there's a lot in the show, and I just want to make sure I don't forget anything. So I'm going to read the official synopsis that Google provides for me for One Tree Hill. The series follows an eventful lives of some high school kids in Tree Hill, a small but not too quiet town in North Carolina, where the greatest source of pride is the high school basketball team, the Ravens, since living memory coached by old Whitey Durham. Basketball is really important in the show due to that's just the high school's main sport, and it's a small town, so the dad went there, you know, like that type of vibe. So yeah. Lucas Scott, I would say, was a solid character. He was really nice, kind, respectful. He was the nicer brother of the two, and he was just like, he didn't take no crap. He was really family oriented. Yeah, like, I don't know, I really didn't mind Lucas. Nathan Royal Scott, my king, my man, the love of my life. Like, Nathan Scott, y'all. When you think of men, you think of Nathan Scott, right? Like, you get it. And if you don't get it, you need to get it. When you first watch One Tree Hill, up until like the middle of season 1, Nathan is an asshole. One of the worst characters. He's mean, he's rude, he's cocky, he's arrogant. He's Dan Scott's son, who Dan had with Deb, who I'll talk about later. Nathan was the star basketball player. Him and Lucas were, but Nathan was like the star basketball player. His dreams and goals were basketball. And then you just see him and just, he wasn't the smartest, he didn't have the best grades, but he was just a good guy. Like, I love Nathan Scott. Oh, he was a great dad. Y'all, I could talk about Nathan Scott all day. Like, he was just so charismatic and sweet. He cared about the people that he loved. He he was just a good guy.
Girl, keep calm.
No. Nathan's plots were so entertaining. You had him hurting himself and basically like not destroying his career, his basketball career, but kinda. You had him with the cheating in the basketball game where like everyone knew that he cheated, so that was like his reputation for a long time. Y'all, Nathan was one of the best characters. Like, Nathan Scott was written by women, period.
Disney Channel building, and I sat down with the president of Disney Channel and I said, I want to make history. And that's what this is.
There's no other character like him, and that's why I love him. He was just a great character, okay? A great character. The person who made him the character that he was Miss Haley James Scott, or Haley James before. Miss Haley was Lucas's best friend, Nathan's soon girlfriend slash wife slash soulmate. I love Haley. One thing about Haley, she gets stuff done. She does not play with the people that are in her life. She's smart, but she was like, also like, she wasn't nerdy, but she was like, you know, she was that girl. Like, to me, she was that girl. Her and Lucas were best friends, and I love that the show didn't make them romantic in any way, because like, I hate when a show makes it weird with the best friends. Like, it was really rare you saw like platonic best friends, but like Haley and Lucas were that platonic best friend, and they were like siblings, and I enjoyed their relation. I loved watching their relationship grow throughout the whole show. It was just a beautiful relationship to see. So I'm so glad that they didn't make it romantic. But Haley, I love Haley. Like, the only thing Haley James has ever done that had me like, why? Was when she was with Chris Keller. And that's only because her and Nathan's relationship was going through some stuff. That's the only time I was like, Haley. Any other time, I stand beside Haley. Much respect for her as a woman. Like, that was really my girl. Now we have Brooke Penelope Davis, y'all. I love that woman. Brooke Davis, from beginning, she came in and she was like, this is what's gonna happen, and y'all are gonna respect me. And I did nothing but yes, I respect you. She had to sit and watch her best friend fall in love with her boyfriend twice when she said he was on the damn door under me. And y'all still, I just don't understand. I just don't understand the crap that Brooke Davis went through. Because why? Why would y'all do that to her? But that's okay, because y'all gave her a happy ending. Because if y'all didn't, the stuff that y'all really put Brooke through. For what? I finally gave her what she deserved at the end. I have never been happier. I cried for her because I saw what she went through in season 1. I saw what she went through throughout the whole show. So when y'all gave her a happy ending, I was like, okay, writers, y'all did what y'all had to do, because I love me some Brooke Davis. And I love Brooke Davis, okay? I'm a Brooke Davis enthusiast. Okay. Next we have Peyton Sawyer. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Peyton. And the thing is, Peyton really, like, when I say went through some things, she lost her mom. Then she lost her biological mom after she got close with her. Her brother, she had a brother, and then he was being catfished, or basically like his identity was being stolen by a creepo. So she got attacked by him. Like, Peyton really went through some like situations where I'm like, she got shot. Her daddy was like almost gonna die. And then y'all did the thing with the pregnancy where it was either her or the baby.
Jail. Jail. Jail.
Y'all, I stand by whoever wrote Peyton's like plot line had something out for her, because there's no way that y'all really put Peyton through the stuff that y'all put her through. Y'all had got her roofied. Roofied. Y'all tried to. That girl did not go. That girl did not deserve the stuff that she went through. Get it together. Like, she's not my favorite character, but the stuff that y'all put Peyton through was really wild. Dan Scott. Okay, y'all gonna hate me for this, but when Dan died, I sobbed. You could ask my friends. I sobbed like nobody's business. Okay, and he's one character that deserved everything that got handed to him. When that dog snatched his heart away, I was like, that's what you get. You have the audacity, and this is a spoiler, you really killed your brother. Like, you really did that. You thought you ate with that? No, you didn't, Dan. You didn't. Dan was literally probably one of America's worst dads. And then at the end, he tried to like make it up. And I'm like, don't try to make it up now. You already did what you had to do. He didn't claim Lucas. He favoritized, is that a word? He favored Nathan. Treated his wife like crap. He treated Deb like crap. And don't even get me started about he treated Karen. He was Karen's high school sweetheart. She got pregnant with Nathan. She got pregnant with Lucas. He dipped. Got with Deb. Had Nathan. He was also the star basketball player. And if you see his daddy, you will understand, because his father is literally how Dan is to like Lucas and Nathan, which had me baffled, because how do you not want to be like your father and you're literally your father? You're acting exactly like your father. How does that make sense? You're literally treating your sons the same way that your dad's treating you, but you don't want to be a crappy piece. Like, come on. Like, Dan literally murdered someone. But don't get me wrong, there were some moments where I was like, okay, Dan, like when it came to Jamie, he didn't play. He was there for Jamie, and I appreciate that. But I'm like, why couldn't you be like that to your actual kids, you know? And with Dan Scott, we have Keith Scott, the elite Scott brother. Okay, Keith was a man. He was a man. Okay, and y'all ripped him away. Y'all took him away from us. Okay, no, because when I'm gonna insert a picture and a video of me watching Keith's death. I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. All I had to do. It wasn't right. It wasn't right. Keith was Dan's older brother. Was it older? No. Keith, I don't remember who was older, to be honest. But Keith was Dan's brother, who, when Karen raised Lucas, he was there as the father figure for Lucas. Basically, it was Uncle Keith, but Lucas basically looked at Keith like a dad. Keith owned a shop, and then where he worked on cars, and he got that taken away from him because he did something. I don't remember what he did, but I think he like sold it, or like Dan bought it. But Keith didn't work. I literally have a One Tree Hill hoodie where it says like Keith Auto Shop or something like that. Keith and Keith was in love with Karen for like the longest time, and Karen wasn't really giving what she had to give. Like, she wasn't reciprocating the feelings, and then eventually it did, and they were so close together, happily ever after. And then Dan snatched Keith away from us. Keith was literally that guy that everyone just loved. He was like the town favorite. He helped everybody. He was like a dad figure to everyone, and y'all really snatched him. I will never forget y'all taking Keith away from us. Karen is Lucas's mother, and I loved Karen. I love her. Like, she was Lucas's mom. She is Lucas's mom. She was like a rock. Like, she really was there for her. Like, she was there for him always. She was always by his side. Karen really was that girl. Like, she was that mom that like, she would always be proud of you regardless. Like, she was such an amazing mom to Lucas. She was such an amazing mom to like everyone who needed a mom at the time. She owned Karen's Cafe, which was like the local cafe shop of the town. Like, we love Karen. You know, she raised Lucas with the help of Keith, but she pretty much stood her ground. She had that kid by herself because his daddy was a bum who wanted to raise a whole nother baby with another woman. Karen held her ground though. She did what she had to do. Lucas turned out to be a great, respectable, like, man. And that's all because of Karen and Keith, okay? So, we love Karen. And they had her leave to do, like, a program. She came back. It was a will they, won't they with Keith. She got mad at Keith because Keith was the reason that Lucas got in an accident at one point because Keith was drinking. Then there was a time when, like, she had a solid relationship with Dan. She became besties with Deb, and then Deb kissed Keith. It was just so much. But yeah, we love Karen. We love Karen. Karen Rowe. We love Karen. And now we have Mama Deb. Deb was that girl. And I keep saying that girl, but the women in this cast was just that girl. Like, Deb was Nathan's mom, Dan's first wife. She wasn't, because Karen and Dan never got married. She had an interesting plot line. Like, there was a time when she was like addicted to drugs and she was in rehab, and then she was like so mean to like Haley at one point, and then she was with Skills, and I was so confused when I was like, Mama Deb. And she was a badass. When it came to Dan, she did not play. Because she put him in his place every single time. She tried to kill that man. She burnt that place down. She burnt his shop down. And I was like, okay, Deb. Like, Deb, when it came to Keith and Dan, like, Deb was like, you're doing your brother wrong. And she stood by Keith every single time. And I was like, respect to Deb. There were some times where I was like, Deb, you can catch these hands because you're not going to do that. The stuff, like, some stuff she did, I was like, okay, Deb, back it up. But overall, she was a good character. And I wonder how she ended. Was she good? I don't remember. We need to talk about the actual glue of the show, Mr. Whitey Durham. Okay. Whitey is the basketball coach of the Ravens at Tree Hill. That man was the glue of Tree Hill. Like, he was actually the glue of Tree Hill. Like, Whitey was an old, short, bald white guy who did not play when it came to anything of his team. He loved those boys like they were his sons, especially Lucas and Nathan, especially Lucas. He has been a part of Tree Hill for a long time. He was that person that like you came to for advice and he would just help you. He would take the shirt off his back if he saw you in need. Like, Whitey was just everything. He was just an amazing character. I loved Whitey from beginning to end. I just loved him. Like, he was that character that you would come to for redemption. Like, Dan came to him for redemption at one point, and Whitey was just like, you have to live with this. And I was like, you're right. Like, I just loved Whitey. So, yeah, the motherfucking glue. Whitey was that bitch. Now we have Clay. Yeah, I'm probably opinion. I did not like Clay in the beginning. I didn't.
You need to leave.
I thought he was obnoxious. And I thought he was just using Nathan. I don't understand, and I was naive at the time, but like I just didn't think Clay was worth the character. But then you actually learn more about him and you find out that he had a really rough life. Like, he lost his wife randomly, I think to like a stroke or something, but she passed and it was so sad. And then like he would like see her, and that was interesting to see. And then you had him have a stalker. He worked with Nathan when it came to Nathan's basketball career. I think he was like his sports agent or something, but then he turned to his best friend and he was like a family friend to the James Scott family. And yeah, Clay had an interesting plot line. I thought he was really childish in the beginning, but then he gets with Quinn, who is Haley's little sister. We love Quinn. I loved Quinn. Yeah, Quinn, she was also, like I said, like all the women on the show were so badass. So shout out to the show being, women are the glue, women are badasses, women are a staple, because every woman in that show, except a few, they were the moment. I like character too. Like Quinn, she was Haley's little sister. She would beat the brakes off of somebody when it came down to Haley or Jamie or anybody in that family. I have a few more characters that I want to say, and then we'll get to the ships, because I know this is what you're probably waiting for. You're like, girl. Julian. I love Julian. I love Julian. I love Julian. I love Julian. Like, first of all, the way Julian came in, he was a director. I think he was like a director or a screenwriter, something with film, and he was dating Peyton, and he came to film a movie adaptation of Lucas's book, The Raven. Correct? Okay. I'm trying to make sure. And he was cocky, arrogant, and he dated Peyton. So he immediately was like, this is the book that she's always reading, because Peyton was always reading that book that that Lucas wrote, and Lucas, I think, did like a dedication to her or something, and she was always reading it. So Julian was like, I'm intrigued. Julian had a rich daddy. And then Julian, you know, eventually gets with Brooke, and that was one of the best things of the show, because that could have ever done. I loved it. And Julian was goofy and weird and could not high five for the life of him, y'all. Every time he high fived, it was the funniest fucking thing ever. Like, I just love Julian. I was always smiling whenever he was on the screen. He was just adorable. I just love Julian. And Alex Dupree. Alex came in and I didn't like her at first, and then she turned out to be a really cool girl. She was a like actress who was like not the best of an actress, and then she started singing, I think, at one point, or she is a singer, a country singer. I think she was a singer, I'm not sure, but she had a thing for Julian, and then they turned to be one of the like greatest friendships in the show, and I loved their friendship. So, and I loved Alex. I grew to like her. She was annoying at first, but like as many characters, you have great character development, and she did have one. So period. We love Alex. Now, this is the part of the video where I talk about the ships, as in the relationships, the friendships, my favorite ships, my least favorite ships, ships that I could care less about, you know, just share my opinion on them because I want to. Let's talk about the number one ship out of this whole show. One of the best couples in TV history, Nathan Scott and Haley James. Hold your applause. Nathan and Haley, there's no other relationship like them on this show. I don't care what anyone says. There's none. There's none. You have their plot line was everything, like from season 1 to season 9, it was just perfection. Yes, their relationship did have some bumps in the road. But what relationship doesn't? What relationship doesn't have bumps in the road? Nathan and Haley originated Always and Forever. Yes, you may have heard it in the Vampire Diaries and the originals, but Nathan and Haley, Always and Forever. Never Let Me Go, that is their song. That song, yes, we've heard it in Vampire Diaries. And yes, it's a good song, but that is the Nathan and Haley song. That is the Hales. Say it again. Hi, Hales. That is that song. Do not ever say that song does not belong to One Tree Hill. Because if you do, I'm going to run up on you. Not really, but, you know, because. But I feel really passionate about it. You can tell me you cannot listen to that song and not hear High Heels. Say it again. High Heels. Never Let Me Go by Florence and the Machine is their song. Okay? Their song. No one else deserves that song but them. No offense to Delana, because I love Damon and Elena, but no, that's their song. Always and Forever, and Nathan and Haley, The Blueprint. We have Brooke and Lucas. I loved Brooke and Lucas when Lucas wasn't being an asshole and cheating on Brooke. Because whenever he called her pretty girl.
What? I don't feel anything.
That'll bring tears to your eyes. Because it was like, they were so cute together. Like, Brooke was into him. He was clouded by Peyton. And then eventually he was like, oh, she's cool. And, you know, fell for Brooke. And then cheated on her with Peyton. And then did it again. Like, Brooke she stayed at Lucas's house. Like, when her family left out, like, when her family dipped, she stayed at Lucas's house. Karen was like a mom to her. She literally came to Karen for advice all the time. Like, they were everything together, and Peyton ruined that twice. When they broke up, I was like, okay, they broke up. But they had a great friendship because there was times when Brooke needed Lucas and Lucas was there for her. Like, when she was trying to, like, adopt and foster, Lucas was there for her. And I just loved watching their friendship because, yes, they have romantic feelings for each other, but then it turned out to be a great friendship. And I was like, okay, I don't hate this as much anymore. So, yeah, I overall like their friendship and their relationship, but I really love their relationship because whenever he called her pretty girl, I was on the floor. On the floor! Now we have Peyton and Lucas. Peyton and Lucas's relationship, how do I describe them? They were that couple that made it everyone's problem. And a lot of people are going to give me this because everyone's like, oh, I love them. I liked them. I didn't love them. I didn't like multiple situations where Lucas liked Peyton. Peyton rejected Lucas. And then Peyton saw that Lucas was happy with Brooke and was like, no. Brooke had Lucas' name under her name on the door. You don't disrespect that. What is wrong with you? Season 5, when Lindsay was in the picture and Peyton was so mean to Lindsay, and I just didn't understand why. Well, I understood why, because she wanted Lucas, but why are you being mean to her? Like, Peyton and Lucas's relationship really stressed me out. And in the end, they got together and had a baby girl, Sawyer. But, like, I just wasn't a fan of their relationship. And y'all can come at me all you want. I stand by that. Nathan and Lucas, I loved their brotherhood. They're probably one of my top 5 favorite brother-sibling relationships. Yeah, they started off hating each other, and then they just became close. One of my favorite scenes of all time, and you can ask anyone who knows me, that gets me choked up every single time, is when Lucas is in the hospital and Nathan comes to visit him as a thing for Haley, as in like a you should talk to Haley type thing, just to like, you know, but at the same time, he wanted to see his brother because I'm sure he was like concerned, and he touched him, and Lucas woke up. Lucas didn't wake up for anybody else. Lucas didn't wake up for his mom. Lucas didn't wake up for Brooke at the time, and didn't wake up for Keith, but he woke up for Nathan, and when Nathan gives him the cup, y'all, cried. I cried every single time. Every single time. I'm sorry, I'm a blubber, but that scene really had me choked up. I love that scene to this day. They went from hating each other because of their father to just bonding over hating their father. It was just great. That's just great. Nathan and Peyton. I don't even understand why I included their relationship, because it was not long. Like, I liked their friendship, but them as a relationship was awful. Nathan treated her so bad, and she was literally into his brother when that was all happening, and Nathan was occupied with Haley. Their relationship was bound to shit from the beginning, so that's okay. That's all I have to say about that. Dan and Karen. Dan left Karen to pursue, I think, his basketball career, which that didn't last long. And so he left Karen to raise Lucas by herself with the help of Keith. Then there were multiple situations where Dan was just out rude to Karen, and then around a certain part, Karen started treating him like a normal human being, and he tried to like romantically get with her, and I was just so confused because I'm like, no. Dan and Deb, we really didn't get much of their relationship because Deb came in and her and Karen immediately bonded, and there was a lot of things that Deb did not know, and Deb refused to see Nathan be raised the way that Dan was raised and grew up and everything. And then Deb became a badass, and then she found out so much stuff about Dan, and they got divorced, and Deb fought back, but they fought back with each other, because that scene when he grabs her, I was like, oh, okay, like, what is this? Or like when Deb was the reason that the shop burned down, I was like, she tried to kill his ass. So it was just toxic as fuck. Brooke and Julian. Brooke and Julian. I thought they had one of the cutest relationships also. They were probably like my second favorite relationship in that show, because I have Nathan and Haley, and then Brooke and Julian. They were just perfect for each other. The way, one of the cutest things is when she was, with the way their first meet, they had such a cute meet cute. Like, is that a thing? Meet cutes? Like, Brooke, you know, was dancing to, I think it's the "Don't You Forget About Me," and Julian like walked into her shop and saw her, so freaking adorable. And then they did it again. Like, I love when they do those type of things in shows where they like bring like a moment and then they recreate the moment or something, and it's like significant in the relationship. I love that type of stuff. But Brooke and Julian were cute together. Julian was Peyton's ex, so Brooke immediately was like on the fence about it because she knows, and she has PTSD from past relationships, as she should, because, you know, I would too. And Julian was perfect for her, and she wasn't ready for a relationship, and then she fell in love with him, and then they had twins, Davis and Baker. It was just adorable. Their wedding, I was sobbing at the wedding. I sobbed like I was there. Put me in, coach. I was crying. I could have cried more than these extras that was getting paid to do it. I was not well. I loved Brooke and Julian. Everything. They were everything to me. Now, a relationship I thought deserved more was Jake and Peyton. I don't understand why the writers did what they did, where they were together, had a little thing. Jake left. Peyton pined for him. They reunited just for her to turn around and get with Lucas. Why? Why did y'all do that? Why did y'all put Jake Jagelski through that? That man is already dealing with his own problems. Why would y'all put him through that? Like that scene when she was like talking about Lucas in her sleep. Why? Why did y'all do that to him? Why did y'all do that to Jake? Because it's upsetting me and my homegirls. Because if you can't go to Bella Noche's, where can you go? You know? So no, I didn't like that. And Quinn and Clay, I thought their relationship was really cute. Clay was trying to get with Quinn, and Quinn was like, no, that's okay. And they really went through some stuff as a relationship too, because he would flirt with her, but then Clay was like a player, and Quinn was like, no, I don't have time for that. And then they got together, and then they had to deal with the stalker. Their relationship really went through some things too, but their relationship was really cute. When Quinn and Clay was in that house for like 3 days or like a few hours, like 18 hours, and the only reason why they got checked up on is because Haley, and they were shot by homegirl, that had me, I was like, are y'all kidding me? Y'all really neglected? You telling me these people shot for 18 hours? What? Like, that really had me like, wow. So that's what we're doing? Lindsay and Lucas, their relationship was, I didn't mind Lindsay. I didn't mind Lindsay at all. I felt for her, because I felt bad for her, because she really watched Peyton take Lucas away from her. Slowly but surely. Even when Lucas was like, no, you don't have nothing to worry about. Whenever they say that, you have plenty to worry about, because you have Peyton. Lindsay tried to give her a plant, and Peyton was like, I don't like it. She's trying to mark her territory. She gave you a plant. A plant. She was just being nice. Peyton was so mean to Lindsay for no reason. And the way that Lindsay left Lucas at the altar, I don't blame her. When she realized the comment was Peyton, come on, do you know how petty that was? She left him at the altar, and this man sulked, as he should have, because you really did her wrong. Lindsay was a baddie, okay? Imagine watching your man fall in love with another woman, and that woman is pursuing your man. Imagine how tired Lindsay was. Imagine how tired she was, because I was tired watching it. So I didn't have nothing wrong with Lindsay. I thought Lindsay was gorgeous and sweet, and she did not deserve what Lucas put her through. Or Peyton. Rachel and Dan, that was disgusting, and it was appalling. And Rachel and Dan, like, I just don't understand why y'all did that. That was nasty. That was nasty. Mouth and Millie, well, Millie and Mouth were so cute together. I thought their relationship was adorable, and how they were literally the same person. I just loved their relationship. I don't really have much to say on it, but I just thought their relationship was cute. Now I'm going to talk about my opinions about the show and just random thoughts that just come to my mind about the show. One Tree Hill has one of the best theme songs in history of theme songs ever. When Gavin DeGraw wrote that song, it was birthed, I can't explain. I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. I came from the mountain. Sorry, I had a moment. And that is the best TV show theme song ever. Ever. Don't argue with me, because you're going to lose. When they had other people singing the theme song, Why? Why did they think that was okay? Why did they do that? I wanted to say eat bricks when they did that, because I was like, what are y'all doing? Peyton was a crappy friend to Brooke, and Brooke simply should have left her. I know they were the Peyton and Brooke duo, but let's be honest, Haley was the better friend to Brooke over Peyton any day. It was definitely Haley and Brooke from the beginning. From the minute Brooke goes, I don't like your name, I'm calling you Brooke, that was a birth of a beautiful friendship, because Peyton was a crappy friend to Brooke multiple times. Meanwhile, Haley would do anything for Brooke and made sure of it. And it says it when Brooke was Haley's godchild, godmom. When Haley made Brooke Jamie's godmom, that said it right there. Perfect friendship. Their friendship was way better than Peyton and Brooke's. Way better. While I'm so sad that Karen didn't get her happy ending with Keith, I am satisfied that she got to have a happy ending with Andy, because he treated her really well, and she ended up, you know, having a family with him. And what was her name? Sophie? What was the little girl's name? Sophie? Sophia? Was her name Sophie? Katie? Sophie and like Lucas's little, was it Sophie? I think it was Sophie. Was it Sophie? I will say, and this probably is just me, the names that they gave these children could have been so much better. Like naming Peyton and Lucas's daughter Sawyer. Let's be real. Let's be fucking for real, okay? Brooke's twins' names was Baker and Davis. Julian Baker, Brooke Davis. Y'all really did not try. Y'all did. Lydia's middle name being Bob? Lydia Bob? Haley Bob? Are you kidding me? I get the love and the reason that her middle name is Bob. But come on now. Y'all really tried it with that one. Haley Bob? I would cry. Lydia Bob? I was a Brooke and Lucas girl. Peyton and Lucas were annoying. They were really annoying. I can't be the only one who thought Peyton was really annoying. Peyton was so annoying. She was such a pick-me. Like, she didn't deserve the stuff that she went through, because that was really messed up that she went through those things. But still, why are you making it everybody else's problem? Sorry, but no, I didn't like it. Going through all that to try to get Peyton and Jake together just to take them apart was so stupid to me. Was so dumb to me, because why did you just go through all that just to break them up and have him be heartbroken because she was in love with Lucas? Why do that? Why do that to Jake Jagowski? What did he do to deserve that? Nothing. The whole Nanny Carrie plot, like, that happened, and that's terrifying. Because what the fuck? She literally had trauma from losing a child. Then to suppress that trauma, she then becomes the Scott's nanny, kidnaps Jamie, tries to shoot Haley. Like, what? Kidnaps Dan, takes him from the hospital, has a hospital set up in her house. She tried to kidnap Jamie twice. When do you not give up, ma'am? Like, that was real. That happened. Yeah. 5 is the best season of One Tree Hill. And the way that they do the time jump into them being adults was perfect. They didn't make it weird. They still talk about their college days, but they talk about it subtly in the show, and it's just good. Like, a lot of shows does not do the time jumps well, and One Tree Hill did it perfectly. So I will say, and season 5 is the best season. Explain to me, what was that Jesus cut that y'all gave Nathan in season 5? I get it that he was dealing with some things and he was just sunken and gross and everything, but what was that? I will never forgive y'all for that, because what was that? I really didn't talk much about him, but Chris Keller was a good character and he brought comedy to that show because yes, he came as like the guy that ruined Haley and Nathan's relationship, but he turned out to be a solid character and I appreciated him throughout the whole show because that dude was funny. Like Chris Keller was hilarious. Mouth deserved so much better. He was a solid good character. I will never forgive the writers of One Tree Hill for giving us Quentin in season 5 just to snatch him away from us in season 6 like that. When Q died, y'all, his death wrecked me. Him and Jamie had such a good friendship. Him and Nathan were becoming so close, and for him to have such a good like relationship, teacher student relationship with Haley, and y'all ripped that away from us, that's really wild to me. That's really wild. Nathan and Brooke's relationship was so underrated. Yes, y'all tried to make it weird having them have sex in the beginning of the show with the whole like sex tape type thing, but their friendship was so underrated. Like they had such a good solid friendship. Nathan was like a big brother to Brooke. Brooke and him had similar problems. Both of their parents were like like nobodies. They were rich and spoiled. They had like a legacy to uphold. Everyone looked at them. They were the popular people. Like they were seen as like, oh, everything's great, but not. Like they had parents that went to jail. Like Nathan and Brooke had a great friendship and we deserved more of that because what? One thing I didn't like about Lucas literally always used to judge Nathan for doing certain things, but he was really hypocritical and then turned around and did the same thing. You weren't faithful to your girlfriends. Like, come on. Make it make sense. Don't try to tell your brother all this stuff about himself and you're turning around doing the same thing. You're literally acting like your father. For someone who you hate so bad, you literally acted like him for some of it. So, one of the best quotes ever to be said in that show is "Your art matters." I think that's such something so important to say, but I don't understand how we just didn't really get any more of Peyton's art anymore. She literally has that arc with the whole she wanted to be in the little magazine thing and then they just booped it. I was like, okay, all right. With that being said, that is a wrap on my opinions about One Tree Hill and characters and relationships and everything. If you guys want more videos like this, let me know down in the comments below because I really enjoyed doing this video and I could talk about a lot of shows for a really long time. So if you want more videos like that, let me know in the comments down below. I would really, really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video.